Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of From Zero to Magos. Today I want to talk about my second week as the manager of Magos de Madrid, the newest diamond club in MFL. So last week I told to you about how I built the team, and this week we have played the first matches, 7 matches to be precise. I want to talk a bit about my results. First give you a quick overview of how things are going. Then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the data. We're going to also look at the player progression. Did any of my players from Magos de Madrid progress? And finally, looking ahead, what are my expectations, my goals for the coming week, the third week. So let's start with the quick overview. I have here the main page of Magos de Madrid. And you can already see from the Diamond League table here that we are in the 6th place. And I must say that is a little bit above my expectations. I didn't think I would be 6th place, definitely not at the start of the adventure. When I got that whole club and the group of players together, I was a bit more confident, but I must say I'm pretty happy with the 6th spot and also with some of the results, like how we got there. We won 2 games in the league, drew 1 and lost 2. So let's look a little bit at the results in the league and then also at the cup, how things are going. So let's go to matches. So the first match was a little bit of a disappointment. I lost 3-0 to Basel MFC, and although it was not totally fair based on XG, it was also a little bit my mistake. I was testing mostly with the 4-4-2 diamond that I showed you last week. I thought Basel would notice, and he also told me that he was anticipating that and change his squad. That triggered me to change my squad to a 4-2-3-1, but I should have just stuck to the plan, I think. So maybe I got punished for that. Then I went back to my original plan, the 4-4-2 diamond, with the tactic that I explained to you guys last week. And that already resulted in much better results. We won 4-2, the match against SV Berlin, which is a direct rival for, let's say, the 8th, 7th spot. So pretty happy with that. 4-2 win against Berlin. Then we played against Meta Mercenaries, which is one of the best teams out there. So I was already a bit shaky, oh no, hopefully we don't get a big battering. In the end, it was 3-4, and actually we played a very good game. We really gave them a lot of trouble, so pretty happy. Although it's a loss, 3-4 is still a pretty good result. Their team only has 90 or higher players, so pretty happy with that. Then the 4th match day, 1-1 against Bollers. Bollers are also a very good team. Away game, so I'm pretty happy with that 1-1. And yesterday, I think, was the best result so far. We beat OM Legends 2-1. And OM Legends was the winner of the breakaway between the Alpha seasons and Season 1. They won this breakaway League 1 with a very strong team, and we beat them 2-1. And also, if you look at that match, so let's zoom in on one match, and I think I'm the most happy with this one. If you look at the data, we had more XG, we had more shots, 1 shot less on target, still scored 2 goals, so also a bit more efficient. And the goals we scored, they're also field goals. So a lot of people see mostly set piece goals, and we keep scoring field goals, which I'm very happy with. So with Ba has been our best player, more about it later. And also the build-up from the left flank, Ba gets the ball, scores. So my plan is also to attack on this left flank, and it's really paying off. Also, again, more about it later. And then the goal with Tafani, that's another nice play. So if Paiva here on the right side, dribbles, crosses Tafani in the goal. So it's also a lot of field goals that I see. And again, this team, OM Legends, with also a ton of good players. Their whole midfield, they have 2 90s here, another 90. The whole defense is only 90 players. So they have such a strong team. we have a bit worse team. So to perform like that, and that it's really a deserved win, that's really good, encouraging. Let's look at the other two matches in the cup. It is a 1-1 against Ballers and a 1-1 against Quito Mercenary and 1-1 against Parque Ibirapuera. But I do rotate there. I have been rotating in the cup games. And I prioritize the league. I really don't want to relegate. That is my main goal, and end high in the league. So I'm not prioritizing the cup. I'm rotating. So it's not really representative of how I'm doing. But still good. I didn't lose. And hopefully we can even progress there. Okay, so this is the quick overview. 7 points after 5 matches. Nice win against OM Legends. Nice win against Berlin. And we are now 6th place. And I'm pretty happy with that. Now it's time to dive a bit deeper, I should say, and look at the data. So let's do it. Okay, so here we are. We are going to look a little bit at some data and some like stats behind, let's say, the 5 games. I'm going to focus on the league games because I was rotating in the cup games and I want to focus on the league. So let's only look at that. And I also played with my best 11 there. So I played 5 games. Again, lost the first one, won the second one, then another loss against Meta Mercenaries, the draw against Ballers, and the win against OM Legends. So we got 7 points, scored 10 goals and 11 goals conceded. But that first hammering 3-0, really added to that. So maybe if we look at the last 4 games, it looks a bit better, +2 goal difference. But that was also part of our campaign. So 11 goals conceded, now a -1 goal difference. So if we look at the stats of our offense, we had 19 shots on target, 10 goals scored, and with an XG of 6. So that we scored almost like half, like the shots on target were a goal. That's a pretty high conversion ratio. And then also with an XG of 6. So if you do the goals minus the XG, that's a positive rating of 4. That is very good. So this means we score more goals than our XG, so we are very effective up front. And that is, very good news. I think it means that my strategy is working, that somehow I can get more goals out of the XG, out of shots on target. So this is a very good, encouraging stat that kind of encourages me to keep using my current tactic. Then if we look at the defensive stats, in 11 games, we had 24 shots against us on target, 11 goals conceded. So their conversion ratio of the opponents is a little bit less than half of shots on target go in. Their XG is 8.42, which means that they have a positive goal XG ratio of 2.58. So they scored 2.58 more goals than their XG. So we are also doing a little bit better than the opponents in this regard. So based on those stats, I am pretty happy. We're doing a bit better offensively than the opposition. And if you want to win goals, if you want to win matches, you should do it. So this is very good for me. Then who has been scoring those goals? This is maybe, one thing is good is that Ba keeps scoring, and Ba has this amazing shooting rating of 99 now. Before it was 97 at the start of the season, now it's 99. And he scored almost like 60% of my goals. 10 goals, he scored 6. So we are a little bit too dependent maybe on Ba. But also my tactic is aimed at giving him tons of balls, and he is finishing those chances. Paiva, that's very interesting, who plays as a right mid, left mid, also scored 2 goals. And Tefani, Paulus, Kyrie, Barcenas, all 1 goal. So there is a huge variety behind Ba of goal scorers, but he's the main one. Then look at assists. This is a bit better picture, I think. Heredia, my best player, 3 assists. Paiva and Ruiz, also 2 assists. And Tafani Green, 1 assist. Tafani is a striker, Green is another midfielder. So there have been a lot of players who have been assisting other guys, and this is good. So loads of guys can give those crosses to mainly Ba, who can then finish them. Well, the play ratings, of course, is not surprised that Ba is done the best one with a 7.6. Interesting is Barcenas, my centre-back, 7.2. So he is really doing well. I also captain him often, so maybe that helps. But he also is a good passing defender, good dribble, and he progressed a little bit. More about it later. Then Heredia with those assists, 7.1, and Ruiz, also the left back, 6.9. I don't think it's too surprising because I'm more preferring to attack on the left side with that very strong left side, what I explained last time. So in conclusion, I would say I'm pretty effective with these attacks. I'm maybe a bit too dependent on Ba for the goals. The assists come from everywhere. The tactic that I decided on is working. And so far we score an average of 1.4 points per match. And usually if you look at leagues, you need 1 point per match to not relegate. So we are way above that. So this would kind of result if we keep the same kind of results in a mid-table finish, but it's way too early, only 5 matches of the 22. But this is really encouraging. Now, let's look at progression. So here we are again in the squad view, and we are going to look at the progression. So did some of my players get better, and can this help me for the rest of my season, for the rest of my games? So now we can click on this button, progression, and see what has happened. So let's first click on the players who have gained 1 overall. And I would say this is pretty good considering they're all legendaries, and legendaries progress slower. But still, I got 5 players who increased by +1 overall. I think the craziest is that Heredia got 1 point higher. So he's now a 94 left back. A really crazy good player. Highest physical in the game, I think also. Now 95 defense, 94 passing. So the defense increased by 1, pace by 1. So really amazing that he went up by +1. Paiva, the guy I've just mentioned, is giving me a lot of assists. Got an extra passing, an extra shooting, an extra defense, and this resulted in +1. The most progression, I think, well, there's 2. Tafani also progressed quite a bit, especially the pace and dribbling, very useful for the striker, and 1 shooting extra. So I think the striker's attack was a bit the weakest side of me, but the Tafani now also is getting better. It's very good. Yeah, Ba, as I said, Ba is crazy striker, and he is now 99 shooting. So this is really, really amazing. Hopefully this will help him score even more goals. Yeah, so he has now reached the max shooting. He cannot go higher. You cannot be 100. And finally, Barcenas, the guy who had the 7.2 rating, who's also playing very well for me. He really improved in everything. So he got +1 overall, but in all stats he has improved at least +1. So also the passing is now 77, very high passing for a defender. 75 pace, 73 dribbling, really good. And then if we look down at some guys have not progressed overall, but also quite a lot of skill. So Mierzejewski for individual stats, just the other CDM also for individual stats. So this is really encouraging and fun that these players have all progressed, and especially Heredia was very important to me. Let's do it again. So Heredia was very important to me. Paiva with all his assists and Ba with all the goals. That especially those guys are also really progressing is very nice. So let's now look ahead at our schedule and the coming matches and my expectations. And then next week I'll record episode 3 and check how things have been going. So actually, at the time of recording, this match is almost happening. The cup match against City of Hope. Again, I'm rotating here, so don't expect too much from it. Later on, we play Samba in the league. Samba are bottom, so hopefully, we can get the 3 points from them. They are more or less the weaker side. So very curious if we can pull it off. Would be very nice. Then Club Atletico Tango, who is a very good team, but they have been struggling a little bit. Parque Ibirapuera again in the cup. Again, I'll be rotating for that match. Then Londinium, very good side too. Top 6 side. So I hope a draw. Everything against them is bonus point. And then Parque Ibirapuera in the league. And I think that like those two matches, Parque Ibirapuera and Samba, at least we need to win one of them to keep that streak going of those 1.4 points per match that we have now, and I think that's a good ratio to keep going for. And then later in the week, very difficult game against Biscione Milano, who, yeah, they have one of the best sides. So anything against them is bonus. Again, a Titans Cup. And then at the end of the week, K Socios, which is also a weaker side. So I'm going for K Socios, Parque Ibirapuera, Samba. I should make sure that all my best players are playing, that I'm really getting, let's say, at least 1 or 2 wins in those games against my rivals. And then the games against Londinium and Biscione Milano and Club Atletico Tango, that is a bit bonus. So in the Diamond League, where will we be next week? I hope to be still around the same position. I think 5, 6, 7 is a nice area to be, safe from relegation. Still a bit of connection with the top of the table. So let's see how that is gonna go. I'll be happy with that if I stay around it. And then progression, hopefully we see some more guys progress, which would be really lovely. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, feedback, or suggestions. What should I do with Magos de Madrid? Do you like if I share those stats? Do you like a bit more stories about those players? Let me know. Thank you for watching and see you next time.